Coming up on National Focus, Roseau North welcomes a new constituency computer lab. Warna hosted Heritage Day last weekend and will bring you scenes from Market Day with a difference in both Portsmouth and Marigot. Hello and welcome to National Focus. I'm Jarna Hector.
And I'm Mervin. Thank you for joining us.
In the headlines, Annette Bates is Madam Wapduya 2012.
And Henry Alexander is named the 2012 Cultural Elder.
Stay with us as we bring you details of these stories and more when National Focus returns.
The facts as they are, brought to you every day, only on GIS Channel 7.
Welcome back. Topping the news, a computer resource center was opened in the Roseau North constituency last Thursday to aid in the development of the nation's youth. The opening ceremony was held at the constituency office on Federation Drive in Goodwill, the grounds of the new computer center. Prime Minister Honorable Roosevelt Skerrit attended the ceremony, and his remarks were filled with praise for the parliamentary representative for the constituency, Honorable Julius Timothy.
I want to commend your power rep on this initiative because oftentimes we as human beings, we focus on what is not happening rather than what has happened and what is happening. And there is something happening tonight, which is the opening of a resource center with the utilization of technology computers that all of us from the Roseau North constituency can have access to. And I believe it is a wonderful initiative of the Member of Parliament. And all of you must demonstrate your commendation and congratulations to your power rep for this very important initiative.
The Honorable Prime Minister told constituents of Roseau North that they should be grateful for what he calls good representation by Honorable Timothy.
I do not want it to dawn on us that this is just for computers, because the detractors will say, well, what Timothy talking about? 4 computers, you know, and 2 printers and so forth. But this is representation at the grassroots level. This is somebody who knows of what are the issues confronting his constituents and is prepared, as small, as big as it may be, to intervene, to alleviate the plight and the suffering of his constituents. And all of you must continue to recognize the efforts of Mr. Timothy, because he is somebody who has committed his entire life to nation building. He's somebody who could have gone overseas like many people have done and stay overseas and criticize the government from here. But he has stayed here, and he has invested in Dominica, he has invested in his people, and he has made himself available to represent the interests of your constituents.
Honorable Julius Timothy said he wants his constituency to be one of the first ones to boast 100% computer literacy. According to the minister, another computer lab is planned for Fokoli for the convenience of constituents there. Honorable Timothy explained that at the Goodwill Resource Center, students will enjoy priority privileges.
The students, after they have left school in the evening, they would have access to the computer center. Also adults, if they have work to do, which involves the use of the computer. And you see, you may have a computer at home. You might say, yes, I have one. But for some reason or other, that day the computer is broken down. Or you want to print, because here you'll be allowed to print. The students will be allowed, once it's schoolwork, they will be allowed to print free of charge. But the adults, if they want to print, they would have to pay for the cost of the paper. It's going to be a nominal charge. And of course, the printers can also photocopy. So if the adults want to photocopy, they will have to pay. But again, in terms of the school children, the students, all that will be free of charge.
The minister, while warning against vandalism and misuse of the resources, applauded community members who have pledged to lend their services to the smooth running of the computer center. Francis Emmanuel, chairman of the Constituency Association, told the ceremony that the organization recognizes the importance of computer literacy, especially in the lives of young people.
About 5 decades ago, computer literacy was not a requirement for most jobs. The situation is quite different today. The computer is now used in government offices, schools, supermarkets, hospitals, factories, and churches. In the past, the concept of literacy was simply the ability to read and write, but over the years it has come to broaden to include an acquaintance with the use of the computer. It can therefore be understood why a computer lab is so important. It is indeed as useful as a library, but admittedly more exciting than the latter as an educational and research tool. The training period of the computer lab constitutes the preparation of students for entering the world of work with a degree of confidence that will be successful in this field of endeavor. We, the constituents of Rosa North, have every reason to express deep appreciation to our parliamentary representative and to the government of Dominica, by extension, for establishing a facility that will make a difference to the general education of our children and the youth.
According to Public Relations Officer of the Association, Sherman Boston, Rosa North constituency appreciates its parliamentary representative for the lab, which is his brainchild. Boston also said constituents are pleased with all the other ways in which Honorable Timothy has shown his commitment.
Mr. Timothy dedicates his time, energy, and personal funds to the assistance and development of the constituency. He sponsors rounders, football, domino clubs, and basketball leagues using his name and the names of any of the businesses which he manages. So you may hear of New India Goodwill Runners, ACS Star Spitballers, and many more instances, all through this one man. Using his personal time, resources, and funds, Mr. Timothy helps fix roads in the Mont Daniel, Stock Farm, Yampis, Tarish Pit, and Didilin areas, which I myself was a part of. He also helps the fishermen and gives various contributions to the church at Pottersville. Not forgetting his assistance to persons and family. Indeed, Mr. Timothy has touched the lives of many here in Rosa North.
In other news, CARICOM Social Security compliance officers are meeting at the Fortin Hotel this week for a compliance and financial risk management workshop. Compliance officers or inspectors are authorized to visit the employer's premises or any place where persons are employed to conduct the appropriate examination of employment-related records to ensure that the proper procedures are being followed in keeping with the stipulations of the Social Security Act. The workshop was officially opened with a ceremony on Monday morning. Honorable Ambrose George represented the Honorable Prime Minister, whose portfolio includes the Social Security. Honorable George told participants, Social Security officials and the media that the meetings will serve to impart valuable information to compliance officers.
It will allow all of you, as inspectors, to deliberate on issues that are germane to your day-to-day activities while contemplating strategies that have the primary goal of ensuring that a larger segment of our population becomes contributors to Social Security and national insurance schemes. The initiative to mount this workshop is consistent with the government's quest to adopt best practices in delivering all its services to citizens and consistent with the principles of good governance. Clearly, there is much knowledge among you that to a large degree, the solutions that are sought already exist among you. By that I mean that from your exchanges and the sharing of your country-specific experiences, you may discover some best practices that could be replicated in each jurisdiction.
Hubert Joseph is the chairman of the Dominica Social Security, and he delivered the welcome remarks referring to the workshop as very timely for the effectiveness of the Dominica Social Security.
In these tough economic times, when business the world over are facing financial challenges, it is very timely that the Social Security organizations within CARICOM, through the collaboration with the Inter-American Conference on Social Security, CISS, could organize such a workshop on compliance. Throughout the 4-day workshop, therefore, as you deliberate on the various subject areas, it is my hope that you will find new approaches and strategies that you can take back to your respective institutions to enhance your performance of the compliance function, and in so doing, strengthen the social security systems on which so many of our nationals depend for comfort and relief in their time of need, and especially in their twilight years.
The Director of the Dominica Social Security, Janice Jajak, in her overview of the workshop, spoke of the difficulties facing the organization during this time of financial strain.
As a result of economic pressures worldwide, the compliance function is now plagued with many challenges, among which are the non-payment of contributions, non-reporting and underreporting of earnings, collusion between employers and employees, subcontracting of work to avoid liability, closing of businesses, and changing of addresses, all with a view to avoiding liability. It is against the background of such challenges that the Dominica Social Security, in collaboration with the Inter-American Conference of Social Security, CIS, has organized this 4-day workshop focusing on effective compliance and financial risk management. During the next few days, participants will, together with the facilitators, identify the various risks which relate to the compliance function and the organizational climate within which they operate, and how best to manage the threats and opportunities that confront officers in maintaining an effective compliance function.
The CARICOM Social Security Compliance and Financial Risk Management Workshop ends on Thursday.
Independence activities continued last weekend with the hosting of Market Day with a Difference in Portsmouth and Marigot. At the Fisheries Complex in Marigot, vendors who were dressed in variations of the island's national wear had on sale a wide array of local produce. Among items on display were local juices, jams, madras dolls, quilts, wines, locally produced oils, creative craft items including earrings and headpieces. And this lady was hard at work creating crochet pieces. Chairman of the Marigot Village Council, Kenneth Samuel, in his address at Saturday morning's event, spoke of a few ideas for improving the agricultural sector.
We also want to release a competition that will also be judged for the next Market Day, backyard farming, gardening. We also want to bring that back to the home because there is so many homes that have the privilege and have the land space that they can do those gardening. So we want to bring that back to our community. So therefore that is another one in which we plan to launch. We will work together with the agriculture ministers, those in our areas, to get that activity going.
Then Acting Minister for Agriculture, Honorable Ivor Stevenson, commended those who continue to play their part in creating a successful Market Day with a Difference.
Vendors provide an income earning opportunity, not only for themselves, but for the many farmers and their families across this country, as well as supplying food for our homes. It is not necessarily easy to be at the marketplace day after day, sometimes traveling long distances to provide us with fresh produce, meat, fish, flowers, live crabs, and even roast breadfruits. We are grateful for this dedicated service. That's why the government has supported and will help these dedicated vendors in times of urgent need.
Minister for Social Services, Community Development and Gender Affairs, Honorable Gloria Shillingford, applauded farmers for their role in national development.
Can you imagine having to do without the fresh fruits and the vegetables, the dashings, yams, breadfruit, which I love a lot, bananas, plantains, and the others, which keep Dominicans strong and healthy, or having to consume only imported meat and fish because we had no fishermen or meat producers, no crab, crayfish, or titiwi? What would independence be without roast breadfruit, cucumbers, avocados, rose plantain, and a range of delectable local juices that can only be found in Dominica. Certainly, we may take these things for granted, and likewise the people who are responsible for supplying them. Let us therefore on this, the occasion of Market Day with a Difference, reflect on the hard-working farmers and the vendors who continue to toil to feed the nation to help reduce the national import bill.
Honorable Ambrose George represented Prime Minister Honorable Roosevelt Skerrit at Saturday's activity. He was impressed with the creative displays he saw at Market Day.
I was very much pleased with the array of produce, fruits, vegetables, flowers, which were on display this morning. And the one that really captured my eyes was the art and craft made from the, what we call the calabash, or the squash plant, where when it is dried and processed, you can use it to do, we usually use it as residents, especially in the rural areas, for washing our dishes or scrubbing. But when I came at the stall on this side this morning, I saw that same product was used to create the outfit for a doll. And in my mind, that really captured my mind, and is a very, very fine display of innovation and creativity.
Awards were presented to those who contributed to the hosting of Saturday's activity. Prizes were also presented to deserving vendors. At the Portsmouth Market, there was a bustle of activity as shoppers and vendors engaged in their own market day with a difference. There was a variety of fruits and agricultural produce on display, including roast plantains, ground provisions, and other crops. Mayor of Portsmouth, Cleve Glenn Seja, says the council is committed to the development of the market and has made significant improvements to the facility.
We've painted the floor. We've made sure that we've tried that the inside bathroom, the outside bathroom, men and women, works properly. And most importantly, we've made the area more sanitized. We've been power washing, we've been painting the butcher section if you go and look at it. And we want to make sure that we take care of the market. We want to make sure that the funds that we collect at the market, at least half of it, we invest into the market, minimum.
Parliamentary representative for the Portsmouth constituency, Honorable Ian Douglas, applauded the farmers in the north for the efforts made to feed the people of the north.
I really would like to thank, first of all of the persons in the agricultural sector, starting with the farmers. You have been some willing, ready, and able partners in our thrust to achieve further progress and development. And you have been doing that for so many years now. For decades, the agricultural sector have been supporting the economy of Dominica. It has really been the backbone upon which we have been able to build a sustainable economy. And I would like to congratulate and salute our farmers among us today. We have a lot to be thankful for because of our farmers.
There were also a few items of entertainment. like I was saying to you earlier, Mervin, our independence celebrations has broadened. I mean, I know I haven't been around for a long time, but I can tell that it has something for everybody. You can see young children dancing, older persons dancing, which was fun to look at a while ago.
Yes, indeed. And as you can see for the past weekend, it's all these things are building up to our independence. And for example, at the Marigot Fisheries Complex, I mean, the young people here, you see them all dancing up and so on. And you can see there is this appreciation for the culture. There is not something like, you see your mother tell you, okay, you go and dance.
Yes, they enjoy it.
You can see they enjoy it. Quite apart from that, you at the Market Day for Difference, both at Portsmouth and Marigot, you can see the persons actually making an effort to display their items. And all this is part of our heritage, all this is part of our culture. And even if we go back to the Warner activity, Heritage Day celebrations, when you hear of persons displaying these kind of items that the young people wondering, but they maybe want see that at the sale road and wonder what is that for, you know, and it's all part of bringing back to the young people, hey, this is what we had before, and you know, it makes us appreciate what we have.
Obviously, Mervin, I cannot identify everything that you've said. I'm one of those persons who has to say a 64-year-old Mason, but I think at this time of around this time every year, the entire world should be looking at us because we put on a show every single time and it keeps getting bigger and it keeps getting better. So I'm very excited, as you can tell, as I've said before. I'm very excited about independence, and I am happy to be able to be around and to say happy birthday, Dominica. Okay. And that's the English segment of the news. We now join McPherson St. Luce for the Creole highlights.
Alors tout le monde, bienvenue à cette nouvelle en créole. Non, moi c'est McPherson St. Luce. Premièrement, le gouvernement Dominique bien plaisir pour le projet de l'Ouest Coast pays là, qui a bâti à présent. Premier ministre Honorable Roosevelt Skerritt, tes chefs en délégation gouvernement qui t'a visité le projet la semaine passée.
Nous avons un projet GLO qui a commencé à Capucin pour aller jusqu'à Bowie, Salisbury, qui a coûté plus de $20 millions. Dollars paye l'argent nous. Et financement qui a sorti Union européenne et puis gouvernement Dominique. C'est un projet pour mon parler comme ça pour longtemps. Et puis il était difficile pour le gouvernement avant le gouvernement ça là pour bâtir projet gros ça là. Et puis nous comptons pour ça et puis il élevé problème gros mon cané à tous ces villages là, Colio, Dibla, Bowie, Saint-Joe, tout partout, Capucin, Guantans même. So tout le monde qui a différents problèmes gros à la casio, nous qui manger ça et puis produire ça là. So il a continué bien et puis moi content de manière là c'est pour c'est contract qui a implémenté projet ça là.
En autre nouvelle, chairman pour Discover Dominica Authority Benoit Badwell, qui a fait parole qui a adressé ces problèmes qui ont affecté le voyage bateau touristes qui sont venus ici. Et un de ces problèmes-là, c'était les affaires de l'eau pour ces bateaux-là, bagaille qui déjà adressé, ou la bateau qui a tapé service de l'eau hot tank qui le gouvernement bâti en Montrose. Et un autre aspect, M. Badwell parle compte. Ces affaires-là, ils ont pu service faire touristes visiter Trafalgar Falls, et spécialement pour eux. Bagay pour gaz et puis diesel, qui aussi concerné Chairman Badwell. Et aussi fait parole, même si ça, Dominique a ouest comme une bonne destination pour touristes visiter. D'autres nouvelles, travail qui prend place pour y bâtir chemin lago en Guantans. Parole ça là, sorti au membre parlement, Honorable Reginald Austrie.
On est pour ranger chemin là, by the colas. Mais avant nous faire ça, nous sommes pour ranger ces drains là. Parce que quand on savent là, on une place qui en bas de l'eau. Et bien là, autant là, peut tomber. L'eau là, qui a ouest là, qui a fait un mango, et des bagailles comme ça. Et en tant que Freedom Party, ils ont essayé de ranger ces drains là. Mais place là même en bas de l'eau là, il n'a pas été fait bien, comme ça, l'eau n'a pas qu'à courir dedans. Comme ça, le Premier ministre a déjà fait l'argent en 2005, $250,000 pour nous ranger drains là avant. Pour nous faire bien, comme ça, ça couille dedans. Après nous faire ça, nous allons mettre les colas à ces chimères là même pour manger chimère là parce que quand on voit chimère là même calé mais nous avant nous faire chimère là nous obligés manger drain là avant parce que si vous faites chimère là vous pas manger drain là il pas que sortir bon comme ça premièrement nous allons manger drain là et deuxièmement nous allons manger chimère là.
Et puis finalement, ministre pour culture, honorable Justina Charles, qui a ces populations là pour participer en plein beautification pays là, journée service communauté l'année salam. Ministre Charles fait parole ça là qu'on nous a célébré 34 l'année qu'on un pays indépendant. Dominique a observé journée ça là assis le 5 novembre qu'on les 4 qui on dimanche. Selon ministre Charles, beautification pays là très important, tient bien propre. Le gouvernement Dominique a déjà déclaré dernier 3 l'année là qui passait, mettez attention à ces beautifications en pays là. Messieurs, mesdames, ça c'est tout pour nouvelles en créole pour à présent. Non moins c'est McPherson, c'est Luce. Au revoir.
Please stay tuned for your government announcements. All banana and plantain farmers of Niba, Crown and Atleystone are asked to attend the Black Sigatoka Deleafing demonstration on the holding of McDonald Daniel at Niba on Wednesday, October 24 at 9 a.m. Please make a special effort to attend and to be on time.
The general public is hereby informed that the President's Charities Foundation, Inc. held its 9th annual dinner and dance at the Fort Young Hotel on Saturday, July 7th, under the patronage of His Excellency Nicholas J. O. Liverpool and Mrs. Liverpool. The foundation realized net proceeds of $38,665.92.
And the government of Dominica, through the Ministry of Employment, Trade, Industry and Diaspora Affairs, will once again interact with overseas-based Dominicans who are visiting the country at this time of year for 44th Independence celebration. Those are all the announcements. Up next, the tip of the day.
A tip for writing a good resume is to back up your qualities and strengths instead of creating a long and boring list with all your qualities. Try to connect them with real life and work experiences.
In other words, you need to back these qualities and strengths up, or else it will appear that you're just trying to inflate things.
And that's National Focus. As usual, we invite your suggestions or comments. Please feel free to drop us an email at gis@dominica.gov.dm, or you can visit our website at news.gov.dm.
You could also visit our GIS Dominica pages on both YouTube and Facebook. On behalf of the entire news production team, I'm Mervin.
And I'm Jarna Hector. Thanks for watching.